Broad topics, broad minds, broad hosts, but not just for broads. This is Broadscast with Kim Goldman and Jackie McDougall.
Hey, welcome to Broadscast.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm peachy. How are you doing, Jackie McDougall?
I am doing fantastic.
Fantastic.
Hey, so today on the show.
What?
Did you read that post that we put up there?
I did.
You're like, I did. You don't even have to tell me which one. So you know those yoga, those what are they called? Leggings, LuLaRoe.
Oh, LuLaRoe. Yes.
So a writer on ScaryMommy.com wrote her very candid thoughts on those leggings and the consultants who sell them. It's actually called LuLaRoe Consultants. You need to CTFD. If you don't know what that means, it's calm the bleep down.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So, and she's gotten people really worked up, like really worked up.
Do you have a pair of those?
I was going to tell my story, but you know
what? Okay, we can talk about it later.
I'm going to tell you my story anyway. I was at the post office mailing some things, and this woman came in with like an armful of leggings. And she like walked into, I guess she goes to this post office often, and started handing them out to the women who work there. Like, what color, what size? Like, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. She brought them a gift or whatever. And then she looked at me and she's like, do you like leggings? I was like, sure. And she's like, what color? And so I thought, well, I would always wear black ones, so I'm going to go for the red. I'm going to like try them out. And, you know, she was giving them away.
Right.
They are like the softest thing in the world. They're leggings. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily wear them out of the house until actually if I go shopping and find something that's longer, and I could wear a nice pair of red leggings under it with some boots. Right. But I could see what the fuss is all about. But when I found out that they're $40, usually. Like, thanks, lady. I mean, it's kind of brilliant because that was her way of, with her card attached, you know, if you like them, then you'll buy more from her.
Right.
But yeah, it was very, very interesting that I was gifted leggings in line at the post office.
Well,
so we're going to talk to Christine Burke from Scary Mommy a little bit later in the show. How's that sound?
That sounds fabulous.
Cool.
So can we talk about the clown panic of 2016. If you know about this,
please educate me.
Okay, so a couple weeks ago, or maybe it's months ago now. I feel like this story's been going on forever. But there were these clowns that were popping up in South Carolina. So yeah, I guess it was like in August or something. And these weird looking, creepy looking clowns, like were just like appearing out of nowhere.
Like actual people.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Not just
a clown.
Not pictures.
No, they were people. They
were
were lurking in the woods. And that there was a woman that I guess reported that she saw like this weird looking clown like in the woods, like whispering and making sounds. And so they started to come up, and I think people thought it was kind of a hoax. But then there were reports that these clowns had moved into other areas, like in Kentucky and Alabama, and that supposedly these clowns were like, I guess, trying to
and they're scary.
Right? Well, I'm not a fan of the clown. Clowns
I don't know anybody who's like, I love clowns.
Well, I guess it kind of depends. But if you look at some of the pictures, these are like the scary looking clown faces. Like I don't know. They're not the red nose, bozo like I grew up with. But anyway, so these clowns they've chased kids. They've tried to lure kids. And so people aren't sure now, like, is this supposed to be a joke or is this something sinister? And so now there are reports that these clowns have moved into California, Florida, Colorado.
Do we really think it's the same pack of clowns?
I don't know. I mean, it's bizarre. I mean, it's probably just, repeat, copycatters, copy clowners. Damn it, if I would have just done it the first time, it would have been funnier. Anyway, so there's like a list of where these clowns are popping up. It's on the internet. We can put it on our site if you are clown frenzy.
Right.
And these are these like fake killer clowns. And it's like, dun, 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 the clown panic of 2016.
Which is so weird because, you'd think that the political climate would be scarier than a few clowns, but
that's funny. But the local law enforcement apparently is taking, these.
But for the record, like the clowns have done they've committed no crime.
There have been a couple situations where I think a clown chased a kid. There was one that tried to lure off the subway in New York.
I will kill that clown. I'm sorry. Like, I am not a violent person.
Yeah.
But if a clown chases my kid,
yeah,
that clown's going down.
Right.
We have a clown down.
We have a clown down. So there was funny that there was like there have been, according to like there's a real-time map of where people are finding them. Seeing a clown wielding a knife would scare anyone as the pranks go. This one isn't funny. I mean, there's like a whole thing about this. It's just crazy. So I don't have any idea how legitimate it is, but it is scaring people because I guess there have been a couple of incidences where they've tried to grab kids and stuff. And so,
well, and I feel like it's an opportunity for those who are violent or to kind of take this as a, I've always, like, Halloween coming up, right?
Right.
I've always thought that, like, wow, what an interesting night to dress up and terrorize people because everybody's in costume.
Right.
Many of them scary.
Right.
So
yeah, my son is nervous about Halloween because he's like, Mom, I don't want to see any clowns. I mean,
it's a perfect costume.
I know, but that's the thing. And so there's like these vigilante clown hunters that are popping up all over the country to like stop these clown attacks or
this is fascinating. I'm trying to find the meme. Did you read the meme that was like, somebody said, it was something like the climate in our country could not get any worse. And then it's God. Send in the clowns. Like, you know what I mean? Because I mean, we've reached maximum capacity for craziness.
Clownacity. Yeah.
Clownacity.
Mm-hmm.
It seems so over the, like,
we're going to come to find out that all of these clowns are all people that have graduated from Trump University.
Oh my God. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
You know what my first thought was that it was like a Modern Family marketing thing, and it was like they're all Cam's friends. Remember how
because he's the clown.
Yeah, but these people are
funny.
scary.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't love the clown. I don't love Halloween. We talk about this a lot. I'm not the dresser upper kind of parent. I'm the one that tries to find a shirt with a pumpkin on it, and that's my costume. I did get into my old cheerleading uniform.
Of course you did.
A couple years ago. Yeah,
of course you did.
That was just to prove that I could.
That's just so perfectly like you. Like, look at how hot I am. The one time I'm gonna, it's like that whole sexy nurse, sexy plant. I mean, everything's like sexy out there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like the one night a year that women who, are pretty modest, are able to just go out and
be a hooker,
slut it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you can't even be a piece of pizza anymore without it being sexy.
What did you do for Kobe one year? He wanted to be a
zebra on stilts wearing
a
party hat.
A party hat. Oh, right.
Yeah. It was like days before Halloween. And he's like, Mom, you know what I want to be? A zebra on stilts wearing a party hat.
Right. And you made it happen.
I did.
Yeah, you made that happen.
In true mom fashion.
Yeah.
He was just so specific and so excited about it. Like,
you have to do that.
If he was like, I want to be Captain America, and there were no, costumes left at the store, I wouldn't feel so. But like, he was so innovative.
Yeah. I remember when we used to go to the stores and like buy those bagged costumes, and my son wanted to be Spider-Man. And so we went to the store to be Superman or Spider-Man.
It was Spider-Man because my daughter got the costume when he grew out of it.
The lame one or the good one?
The blue one?
The blue one, the lame one, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And so
I was like, I don't want to wear that.
I know. Well, trust me, that's what Sam wanted. I was like, the good one or the lame one? Like the blue, weird, like, one leg shorter than the other because it was like the reject off the shelf. That's the one he wanted. And I was like, dude, he doesn't have any muscles. There's like nothing. The next year he graduated to the good one where it's like the puffy, the legs were all skinny, but he had the big puffy chest. But yeah, we don't. He's at the age now where there's no dressing up anymore. He just wants to put on a smock. Yeah.
It's funny because a few years ago I had written on Facebook, like, if your voice is changing, it's time to hang up your costume. Like, and parents were ticked off at me. Like, remember when I remember 12, 13, that was like the cutoff. And now you see kids trick-or-treating until like
adults.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just, as long as it's tasteful, I mean, because you are out in a, I don't know. I mean,
and even my thoughts are different. I have a kid who's 12 now, and I'm like, be a kid for as long as you can.
Yeah.
There's so many other ways to grow up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I sort of am embracing the fact that I don't have to go trick or treating. Like that Sam can go with friends, and I don't have to.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know
guess
that he would want to because he gets a little spooked out. Like we go to this one
What if he
neighborhood.
sees a clown and you're not there?
That's what I'm saying. But so speaking of our kids, do your kids do the water flip thing, the bottle flipping?
Oh, Kim, make it stop.
It's so.
So do you guys know what this is?
annoying.
They use water bottles and they're doing like little flips with it.
Everywhere.
And I thought it was just my kid. I didn't realize it was a thing.
It's a thing.
And so he would be flipping everything. And like, first of all, put the lid like tightly on. Is that so much to ask if you're going to flip?
Oh, we do the lid tightly on. Yeah.
Yeah. But what? I thought it was just him.
No.
What is this?
Everywhere we go, they're flipping the bottle, and the kids are arguing with each other about how much water you're supposed to have in the bottle, and if you have less water here, it's like, and the geometry and the engineering behind it, yeah, whatever it is, geometry. Well, I was gonna say, yeah. See, I failed geometry. I still don't understand it. But like in the gym, the kids will take their bottle and they try to flip it onto the scoreboard on the wall. And they're trying to flip the like all you see are just water bottles flying everywhere and people ducking. I'm like, dude, it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
He videotapes it.
Where did that come from?
Internet.
Really?
The internet.
Damn you, internet.
I don't know.
It's so weird because it just like started one time. Well, first it was that cup song thing. Wherever we would go, we'd be in a restaurant and my kid would be doing like the cup song, flip it, the cup song.
Yeah.
But like with salt and pepper shakers, and other things. Like it was just all about that cup song, even though it was years after.
All about the cup.
What's the name of the movie? Pitch Perfect.
Perfect.
It was years after Pitch Perfect, but
oh right,
yeah. So the cup song, but now it's this bottle flipping thing.
It makes me crazy. But you know what? Listen, I go back and think, okay, at least he's not doing something more dangerous, or it's really annoying, but at least he's not like, I don't know. We were doing prank calls. Actually, my kid does that too. When we were kids, like what?
Oh my God, prank calls were so fun.
Yeah.
But now you're calling like out of the area. It was cool because you could do it to like people in your own, you didn't dial.
Hi, sir, is your refrigerator running? Yes, it is. Well, then you better go catch it.
Yeah. Your dog's in my backyard. I don't have a dog. I don't have a backyard. Like, why? That is so not funny. We thought we were hilarious. But so for those who are living under the rock, bottle flipping is where a kid takes a halfway filled plastic water bottle and flips it, attempting to have it land cleanly on either the top or the bottom of the bottle. But the truth is, no matter which way it lands, every parent in the entire world right now is being subjected to the constant repetitive thumping of partially filled water bottles throughout every room of the house. And this is just when you thought the recorder was the worst it was ever going to get. That's a little tidbit from scarymommy.com. Bottle flipping is annoying.
Oh my God, the recorder.
Yeah. I think I would take the recorder because I'm not concerned that the recorder is going to end up all over my couch.
Yeah. Oh, but that noise.
And it's only water. I get that.
Yeah.
But they'll do it with any bottle. They'll do it with like Gatorade. They'll do it.
Yeah. Sam does it all the time. He just does it. It's just flip, 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 flip. Everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. Watch this. Watch this.
Yeah.
Watch
And
this.
it's so harmless. Like 5 years from now, we're going to look and go, really?
That's what I'm saying. At least it's not something else, but like, I don't know. I celebrate the creativity that the internet provides for our children.
And the innocence of this trend. Honestly.
Well, okay. So did I talk about this? The Pokemon Go in Santa Monica? Did I talk about this?
No.
Okay. So.
Oh my God. Can you imagine clown Pokemon Go?
Okay. So on my son's birthday, we took off and went to Santa Monica for the day, and we were sitting on the pier and we were having ice cream, and this is a whole other story, but my son and I got salted caramel ice cream, and they put it in a cup, and the woman added caramel to it, and so when she handed it to Sam, the caramel was all over the place. The ice cream was melted. It was just such a mess. And so we were very preoccupied with this ice cream thing, and we finally got a table we could sit down. We were covered in ice cream dripping, and all of a sudden, this kid comes running. We were sharing a table with this other family, and this kid comes running up. I was like, "We've got to go!" And he shows something to the dad, and they're like, "Oh my God, oh my God!" And they all jump up, and they start running, and Sam and I are like, "Oh my God!" And then all of a sudden, these people start running on the Santa Monica Pier on a Sunday. And
wait, just this family or other people?
This family started it, and all of a sudden, my Sam and I start watching all of these people start running. And we got nervous, like it was a panicky, nervous feeling.
Yeah.
And if you've been to the pier on a Sunday, it is jam-packed.
Right.
And so running, and Sam and I are like, well, I wonder what's going on. And then people are like turning and then bolting. And so we're walking out, and seriously, adults are running, kids are running. And I was like, what is happening? And then I see sirens at like the top of the pier. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like, is there a monsoon? Is there a shark attack? Like, what is happening? These people are like mass exodus. So Sam and I start running kind of walking swiftly now, thinking that like something's going on. And then all these people are running downstairs, and you can see them. Got you kind of too or whatever. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? These people were running to the beach, to the water, to
In
catch.
the water?
That's how far they were going, like,
Okay.
to get a Pokemon.
Wow.
I'm not kidding you when I tell you it was the friggin' mass exodus for the Pokemon situation. And people were screaming. And
Oh, the humanity.
And then the kid comes running back. He's like, someone got the Pokemon from me. And I was like, what is happening right now? And it was the weirdest. And everyone with their heads down with thing. And, no one's looking. And they're all ramming into each other. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my, I've never experienced that before.
Wow.
It was nutty. It was.
Can we flash back to 2 months ago when Pokemon started, and I was all like, "But it's going to save the family.
Right.
We're going out for walks and we're catching Pokemon."
Yeah.
That lasted for about 5 days in my
figured,
family.
yeah.
And then we're over it.
Well, the dad was like, gotta go. And the mom was like, oh, gotta go. So
Catch them all, Mom.
But these kids, I mean, it was kind of
I bet that mom's wishing her kid would just flip bottles.
Right? I mean, that's what I'm saying, that you got to appreciate. I mean, my son is not into Pokemon Go. So in the big scheme of things, I appreciate the water flipping because I would not have been running down the Santa Monica Pier to catch the most revered Poke.
I
other.
said it, when it first came out, and I think it's a genius idea for exercise is the Pokemon Go 5K.
Right.
And just get and put these Pokemon on these tracks, around the country.
Right.
How many people would actually be out running?
Right.
How great would that be?
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't. I'd still be thinking about it from my couch.
Right. And I remember that show when you mentioned that, and I said, I will not be helping you with the Pokemon 5K. So just saying it again, because I know you're secreting this.
No. In case you've never heard our show before, Kim likes to say you're secreting things when you're using the law of attraction or, considering using
and
the
if
law
you
of
haven't
attraction.
listened to our show before, Jackie likes to rope me into a lot of things.
I'm open-minded in self-help and spiritual ways, whereas Kim is
Snorts and yawns.
Yes, Kim rolls her eyes at me often. I'm sorry for wanting to improve my life. Even before we got on the air this morning, you came in and your back was sore,
right?
And I was like, hey, maybe a little bit of yoga, and you're like, I thought you were frothing some milk to go on your cappuccino. Like it was the noises that were coming out of your.
I know.
So because you don't believe in yoga or meditation.
I didn't say I don't believe in it. I don't have time for it. There's a difference. Actually, maybe there's not a difference.
I understand if you don't have time for a 90-minute yoga class. I don't know who does. I mean, we had Samantha Edison recently, and she talked about making that time, but 90 minutes for yoga, not necessarily because my mind is just racing, and it just reminds me of all the things I'm not doing.
Right.
But I think that everybody has time for to look up the 5 most effective yoga poses.
So I have a dear friend of mine, Jessica, who is an instructor at a yoga, the Yoga Nook, in fact.
Yoga Nook?
The Yoga Nook.
How cute is that?
It's so cute.
Is it tiny?
I have no idea because I've never been there. But the point is that she always tries to get me in, and I'm like, Jessica, I can't do it. And so she said to me, start with 30 seconds in the morning before you get out of bed. Just lay in your bed, stretch, and just until you before you hop out and do all the things you have to do, just breathe for 30 seconds. Just close your eyes, be awake, but just. And so I've been doing that. And so before I get out of bed, I just lay there for a second. I appreciate, just that quiet moment where I don't have a dog or a cat banging on my door to be fed. My son is still sleeping, and it's just quiet. And I do have those moments and those 30 seconds, and it has helped, and she says, don't immediately get on the phone. I think that's what we all do. We immediately check. And that's actually been
Yeah, I read or heard because I like to listen to my books.
Yeah.
And you can too at audibletrial.com/broadcast.
Good one. Yeah.
Get a free audiobook download and free month of Audible. So check that out, audibletrial.com/broadcast. That was not planned. So, but I do like to listen to books because I try, it gets me out to walk the dogs.
Right.
Or I'm just trying to be a student of life as we've talked. And there was, I think, an audiobook that said, like, to set your intentions. And I apologize if it was like a listener who said this and not a book, but I heard this.
Right.
Set your intentions for the day.
Right.
Before you look at your phone. Right. Because when you look at your phone as the very first thing, you're taking on other people's stuff. Like, how many times do you have an email in the morning of somebody else's urgent matter?
Right.
Even if it's not really urgent in the real world.
Right.
Whether it's like something with your job or somebody's calling in sick that you're relying on, or somebody who's asking you a favor, or, so we often pick up our phones and look and take on other people's energy before we even get out of bed, which is totally true.
Right.
And so I've tried to sit, like you were saying, for a few seconds and be like, what are the main things I want to accomplish in my day? And sometimes that's just be present with my kids. Sometimes it's, finish this project or produce a radio show or whatever it is. But I think that's really helpful because when we take on other people's energy, it just jacks up our whole existence.
Yeah, I also just feel like the second that I check my phone, I already am stressed out about the busy day that I have ahead. And so it's not so much me about taking on other people's stuff because my day is about taking on other people's stuff because I work in mental health. But to me, it's more of just 30 seconds of just not having to answer to anybody except my body. Right. And, that as I've gotten older and things have started to shift in my body and take on different sizes and shapes, I'm really learning. Like, I'm serious. Like, I lay there in the morning and I'm like, since when do I have these foot problems? And I'm thinking, I really, and it's like I do like a body scan and I found like my hands hurt. Like, and the older I get, I'm like, God, I don't remember having this toe ache or my fingertip itches or like these weird random things. And it cracks me up. But
midlife is so sexy.
That's right. So I think that's what happens in the morning. I'm just like laying there and I'm like, okay, what's aching? And so this morning when I woke up, I'm like, I'm all jacked up and I don't know. We all know that I have funky dreams. So I had some funky dreams. And so I think I just was like, ugh. And I've got a lot going on. And so that moment in the morning where I can just lay there and just complain to myself or whatever it is just like, it's a nice moment.
Right. So why do you think a busy schedule stresses you out?
Because I don't feel like I'm going to accomplish it.
But you do each and every day.
Scatteredly. Well,
I'm just going to sit here and have you pronounce that word
scattered
until you're satisfied.
Are you going to inquisitate me? That's an inside joke, people. I think that for me, I put a lot of pressure on myself to accomplish a lot of things. I'm starting to write lists. I'm starting to write everything down and try to put a little box next to it so that I can accomplish
I love those squares.
But I have a lot to do, and my day starts at 6:30. And I like my day to be over when I pick up my son from school and we get home and his homework. Like, I want to be able to settle in with him after school and that just...
Wait, so with all the things, like, let's just spell this out. So you're the executive director of the Youth Project. You have a radio show. You write. You've several books.
I'm behind.
You are a correspondent for Crime Watch Daily.
Okay.
Which requires travel.
Correct.
So you're saying that at 3:30 each day, you set the intention to not have any work left.
Well, that's the intention.
I think that right there is the issue.
No, I don't mean the intention. It's just that when I pick my son up from school, I've closed up my computer, and when I get home, I have to restart my day again because I got to get the computer. And so I'm trying to just have boundaries about when I do work. Like,
that's fantastic.
So what happens with my work day is that my work day can typically end around 4:00 because school's out. Kids that I'm working with, they're home. Like there's not a ton to do. Mm-hmm. So then the second half of my day is managing Sam's basketball, working on the Broadscast, working on Crime Watch Daily. I'm totally behind on a project that I'm doing for a publisher. And then it's like, then the rest of my day, and I still have events I'm planning for work. And so I can't do that during the normal business hours because I'm putting out, there's just a lot. And so there's just a lot, and my brain doesn't shut off. And so when we talk about yoga or meditation, I'm closing my eyes, breathing, going, oh my God, this is taking away time from the 7 things I have to get done. And so it's not relaxing for me.
Right. Well, you're not supposed to be thinking about those things.
I know, but that's what happens.
Thinking of your breath.
But
you literally cannot think of other things if you're only thinking about breathing in and out. Like you're not physically not capable.
So we had a guest on, and I'm totally forgetting her name, but she created that meditation app.
OMG, I can meditate.
Yeah, and I did that. Sam and I did it together, and I was breathing.
He loved it.
He loved it. And I laid there and was breathing, and then I was like questioning my breathing, and then I'm like, oh, my breathing's increasing. Why is my breathing increasing? Oh, it's because and then my mind goes, and then I can't, and then I'm bored. And then I can't. I tried. I really did. I don't know. I don't think my brain's wired for that. And so why do I have to keep trying to change my brain?
Her name is Lynn Goldberg, by the way.
Thank you.
So if you want to learn how to meditate, you can head back to our...
Don't take my advice.
To our archives. No, because I think it's really... Listen, I'm not sitting here saying I meditate every day and do yoga every day. I mean, I've been avoiding exercising for some reason for the last 2 weeks. That's my own cross to bear. But I think we all could benefit from a little bit of mindful checking out.
I do
and
mindfully check out
alcohol or food to do so.
I do those things when I go to Sam's basketball games. I'm fully present in the game with Sam. I don't record. I don't take pictures. I'm fully in the game, watching and cheering and being competitive and spending time with the families that that are on the team. And I'm absolutely focused. I put my phone away. So I definitely find those moments. But in general, my life is just busy and my life is just hectic. And so I think adding an extra layer of stress to me to figure out how to not have those things just adds stress to me. Because it's not realistic. I mean, here I had a story that I was doing up in Washington for Crime Watch Daily. Thought I was done. Producers called and asked me to do 3 more interviews, which is great. But that now is adding 2 more days of travel to my already hectic life 3 days before my son's bar mitzvah. Well, I don't have a choice but to go on those. It has to get done. So I can.
But you do have a choice. That's okay.
I don't because this is now my job,
right?
And I've
been
hired.
But also this is how you're supporting one of the many ways you're supporting your child,
right? So I don't have a choice not to go to Washington for these 2 days. It needs to be done. There's no other time in the schedule because I have other stuff that I'm doing. Those are the only 2 days available. So now I just have to plan ahead rather than try to breathe my way through it. I have to accommodate for the chaos. And that's just...
But your life is always going to be chaos.
Correct.
And so the idea that waking up in the morning wishing for a day that's not going to be chaotic is not possible.
I don't do that. That's what I'm saying.
Right. But but you're stressed. It seems like you're stressed out by it, but you have committed your life to other human beings, like whether it's doing your TV stuff, whether it's, the youth project, even here, like our one of our main purposes is to bring people on that will benefit and enrich the lives of other people.
Right.
So you're constantly in a state of doing for others or trying to connect with others in a meaningful way.
Right.
I just think that when it comes to the chaos, like this is what you have created in your life. Like you are committed so much to making an impact that unless you start to drop some of this stuff, it will always be this way.
But see, I guess for me, like I say chaos, but it's not bad. Like it is, I think other people look at it and think, oh my God, you're doing so much. And I am doing so much. And yes, there are days where it feels tighter than others. And there are days that I feel like I'm failing at all the things that I've designed in my life to do. But I always operate like this. But I just do have days where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just done. I just want, November 12th to come because all the things that I've got planned will end November 12th. But then November 13th.
But you always, that is totally your MO.
I know, because I try to mark things. That's what I'm saying. Like I thought
you're like,
okay,
this event's happening, I'll be good after that.
Yeah.
And then this event's
and
happening.
then another one comes. And so,
Yeah.
but there's no way for me to stop that because of
No,
the
but I
things.
think it's all perspective. And
Right.
and like we did not plan the show that I would, because I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist
Yeah.
or any sort of gist. But I think it's a perspective thing.
Right.
Like when I'm trying to come from a place of abundance and opportunity. And so
Right.
like I get on a plane Sunday, right? I just got off a plane from San Francisco. I get on another plane on Sunday to go to New York for 5 nights. Like that's a long time away
Right.
from my kids.
Right.
But I also know that the project that I'm working on requires me to work there for 5 days so I can then work from home
Right.
and have this life that I want.
Right.
Then there will be something else that will require.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just
I'm not
trying,
looking-
like, trying to focus on the opportunity.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not feeling like the stuff that
You're
I have.
stressed, girl.
No, I don't feel like I am. I think that other people think that I have stress because my brain is always going.
Yes.
Right. And so when I come into a room and my brain is always going, it appears that I'm stressful. I'm always thinking, but I don't feel stressed out. I don't feel, I don't feel like I'm not doing, I have a lot. I just have a lot that goes on. And sometimes it feels more than others. And then other times it's not. Like I'm going out of town for, to go watch football for 4 days. I have nothing to do when I'm out of town except dine, drink, and dawdle, and that feels fantastic. But leading up to those days, I have a lot I got to take care of so that I can go and be carefree. And then when I come back, I have a lot to do because I took time to go dine, drink, and dawdle. So, those are my times to meditate, so to speak, when I check out and go and just be present in whatever it is. But for the most part, my day is just full.
Right.
That's just, I don't know.
I think I thrive on that fullness. Like
I do much better in high stressful situations. When it's calm, I'm like, what's happening? Something's going to happen. Like, where's that clown going to come? Someone's going to bottle flip.
There's always a clown around the corner.
Yeah.
I think that, you do create that balance where you have really great times with your friends. And I've always been, pretty envious of that. Because I don't necessarily like yesterday, because I have this new project starting and it's going to be, pretty crazy. I, decided to, give myself the day off yesterday, and I was going to binge watch things because it sounds so fun. I didn't. I created our website. I didn't even turn on the TV. Yeah. I mean, actually I did. I just had daytime on in the background, but I don't know that I can just do that. Like the guilt factor kills me. Yeah. So I realized that I thrive on being busy.
That's what I'm saying. Like other people's perception, like, people look at my job because I work with teens in crisis and they think, oh my gosh, your job is so depressing. I'm like, I don't really see my job as depressing. I've got kids that are depressed that I work with, but I choose to look at that and think it's hopeful because the kids are wanting help. So like, it's a lot that I work with all day long, but I'm actually inspired by the work that I do.
Well, because you see such
but other people look at it and go, oh my gosh, you sit in such crisis all day long. I'm like, oh, I guess I don't see it that way. So, then I think, God, am I missing something? Is this crisis that I'm sitting in causing me to be a different kind of person that I should be? And, I don't know. I think that we're all in situations that we can improve upon, but at some point,
well, you've probably learned how to not take their energy on.
Yeah.
As your crisis. I think it's like people who do the work that you do, if you can't allow it to depress you.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I just, this is part of evolving. And, we talk a lot. We had, when we talked to Samantha Edis about work-life balance, about feeling guilt and doing things in our life that make us feel fulfilled. Well, I feel fulfilled when I have a full plate. But sometimes I'm like, I could use a second pair of hands. I think that's part of it sometimes that I just, like I have moments in the middle of the night. I'm like, dang it, I forgot to make that phone call, or shoot, I'm behind schedule, or, but we make it work.
But you're doing amazing stuff.
Well, everybody, we all are,
You can't even just take the compliment. That's another issue.
I do take moments and I am doing amazing things. It's just hard for me to reap the benefit, it's just, I'm just
Sometimes
in
we,
it.
you know, when I spoke before about the conference I produced last week, you know, at the end I was like, oh my gosh, these are all the things how I would improve it. And somebody's like, are you going to take a second to just kind of enjoy the fact that you pulled it off? And I was like, no, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
So moving on. So you've probably, as we mentioned
your fancy pants
earlier in the show, you know, we talked about the legging controversy, LuLaRoe. I keep wanting to call them Lululemon. The LuLaRoe thing. So it was on scarymommy.com. Christine Burke wrote this post, LuLaRoe Consultants, you need to CTFD, which we've explained earlier was calm the bleep down. So we have Christine on the line. Good morning.
Hello.
How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm good. How are you?
We're good. I know she's like all nervous. She's like, I've never been on radio.
I didn't know what to wear. No.
Yeah, this is the beauty.
You
of
don't
it.
have some leggings that you could have donned?
You could go pantsless. You could wear leggings, whatever.
Jackie
whatever
likes
works.
to go braless.
Right. I did wear my leggings. Yes, I am wearing my leggings.
So you wrote this post about LuLaRoe Consultants. So tell us, like, what inspired the post, first of all?
Well, because I work for Scary Mommy, we often discuss topics ahead of time, especially trending topics, things that are bugging us, things that if I'm complaining about it and somebody else is complaining about it, then there's usually a story there. And it just kept coming up that we were irritated that we kept getting added to these ad parties, these Facebook groups against our will. And I finally said, all right, I'm just going to write a post because it's ridiculous. I can't be the only person who is irritated by the whole concept. And so that's what happened. I wrote the post and it went bananas. Like, apparently there are very, there's a very strong line. Like, there are some people that are completely pro LuLaRoe leggings, and then there are those that are like cheering that I wrote the post.
Right.
Who knew leggings could be so controversial?
Seriously, and you can be both, really, because like I was telling Kim earlier in the show that I was at a post office and some woman just gifted me with a pair. I kid you not. Like, when does that happen? Yeah, she was walking around. Apparently, she uses this post office often, and she went in to give the ladies behind the counter some leggings. And so I was like, oh, that's nice. I just, you know, because I'm a friendly person. And she said, would you like a pair? And black or red. And so I chose the red because I was feeling dangerous that day. And so I don't wear them out of the house yet because I don't have anything appropriate to wear them with. But like, they're so super comfy. But then I realized...
Are they like butter? That's what everybody keeps saying. That was the other thing. They all say it, like, whenever anybody describes them, they're like butter. And they don't say butter. They say butter. Like, and it's...
Like Linda Richmond.
It just adds to the ridiculousness of the entire thing. And I'm not kidding. That what really prompted it was my decision to write the post was I tried to leave a LuLaRoe Facebook group 3 separate times and kept getting added back.
like tangled in the leggings.
Yes, I couldn't. Exactly. I could not disentangle myself from the ugly prints, and I just was, I couldn't handle it. So,
I had that problem with, do you remember?
Oh my God, Jamberry or like.
No, the
eyelashes.
Yes. The eyelashes. Yes.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Which those just went away. I swear, like someone realized they burned your face off
because
or something.
they were not
right.
good.
Yeah.
But
well, I think that's my principal issue with the whole LuLaRoe craze in general. In writing this post, I've learned an awful lot about how the women buy into this company, what their sales tactics are. And the thing that I was the most surprised to find out is that consultants pay upwards of $6,000 to buy into this LuLaRoe
Are you serious?
nonsense.
Really?
Honest to God.
No wonder why they're so desperate.
So here you have a company that is saying to their consultant, pay me $6,000, and then they delay the inventory for these consultants. And it's just, I got accused a lot online about not supporting women in business. And I said, no, it's not that. It's that I don't support a business I don't support a business who treats women that way. And I don't know about you, but I don't have $6,000 laying around to hand out. And these leggings, it's not going to be a big deal in 6 months. So what happens when these women who've paid $6,000 to buy into this company suddenly have an inventory of 200 pair of leggings that they can't get rid of?
They're going to look fabulous.
It makes no sense to me.
They're going to go to the post office.
Their sales plan is, yeah, exactly. They're going to have to give them away. Their sales model is not sustainable, and that's kind of where the post came from too. That I just was like, I don't understand how these. I don't get it.
I didn't see. I read your post. I didn't get the feeling that you weren't being supportive of women, that are stay-at-home moms or women or whatever that are trying to, bring in some extra income. I think that what your point was, and correct me if I'm wrong, is just the tactics and the, because
they're not about leggings.
However, yeah, and you're absolutely correct. And I even pointed out to several people. I mean, I was lambasted. I cannot tell you. I had thousands of comments and hundreds of emails, and I had so many consultants emailing me to offer me free leggings and trying to change my mind. And I kept pointing that out. I said, I even wrote a paragraph in there about how I support a woman's right to hustle for her family. Like, it is not easy to be a mom and to try to make money for your family and to try to be there for your kids. And I completely support a woman's right to do that. It's just, leave me out of the Facebook groups.
But I think it sounds like what you were. But I think it sounds like what you were saying is that there are, and it's not just with the leggings. It was Nerium. It's with PX90 shakes or whatever.
Okay, Nerium smells like death. I will say that the Beachbody people, I totally support them because I think that their product is good and they're getting people physically fit.
Yeah, but they're all the supplements, all the coaches and the weight loss. I mean, there is because
exactly. Even with Shakeology, I can't just buy that on Amazon. And that's what I said in the piece too. If it was so great, why can't I just buy it on Amazon? And why do I have to go through all of this rigmarole to just purchase something that I probably do like, but I don't want to go through the hassle.
Well, but you would do it if you didn't feel like you were being accosted. And I think that you make your point. With the true. Leggings, if they have vested $6,000 into it, there's a sense of urgency that they have to recoup their funds, and so you're not operating from a place of authenticity and wanting to make sure that your clients are happy. You're operating from a place of panic, which is the same thing with all of those other multi-level marketing products, is that you have inventory that you have to get rid of because you've paid for it. And so you're not really taking into consideration your client's needs. It's about you. Right. And I think that's where...
Exactly. And I think it's different with food companies like Tastefully Simple and, like you said, the Shakeology. If a person likes the product and it works for their body, they're going to come back and buy it. That's a sustainable product. That's a product that people will have repeat customers for. How many pairs of leggings can you own? How many pair of...
By the looks of some of the women out there, several.
Well, this is true.
I like that woman. Remember that viral video of the woman who was like, leggings are not pants. And she went off. I have to find that because she went off. Yes. She was like, you do not wear them as pants. She was so totally offended by it. But, I think that there are people let's go back a little bit. So we live in a time where moms, entrepreneurial type women who, with or without kids, can now find something to do that can be very lucrative. I love the fact that there's so much flexibility for people and they can find some of these companies to work with, like the Roden and Fields, some of those people love that. I literally complimented a teacher at my kid's school because I was like, you look amazing. And that's what she was doing. And she's selling it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to buy it. You can look amazing. I don't want to get, because
that's fabulous. I don't want it.
Yeah. But the reaction, the funny thing is if she had said, at Nordstrom, there's this cream and it's way too expensive, I probably would go get it because it really is effective. But because she's saying it's this, I'm like, oh crap, I don't need to get on the phone with yet another company trying to disconnect my involvement with this company. That's what, they rope you in to
the auto renewals.
Yes. And you have to have.
Oh, yeah. Not only that, but it bothers me that, again, and I keep harping on this, and I got in a lot of trouble online for saying so. We are busy moms. Our lives are chaotic, and oftentimes I just need to be able to grab and go in a store. If I love a product, I need to be able to quickly get it at Target. I need to be able to quickly grab it at the grocery store. I can't have a party at my house so I can buy a pair of earrings that I love. And that's where I get frustrated with these companies where, why can't you purchase them online, through the company? If you really like the company, let me just buy what I want. And if somebody would love to have a party, great, they can have the party, but let me buy what I'd like. You know, if I've gone to a party and I decide that I like the leggings, don't make me continue to do this on Facebook all the time.
Right.
You know, like there has to be some way for a busy mom to be able to get something easily. That's the other thing too.
And these companies are pushing these women, you know, for the most part, coaching them and teaching them like marketing, you know, on their side, marketing skills and sales techniques. And so these people are learning them from whom they think is an expert, you know, because clearly it works. If these companies there are more and more every day, and there are people who are making bank. They're like, look at back Mary Kay.
But who is it working for? But who is it working for? It's not working for the average person who's doing it in the trenches. It's working for the people that are very high up on the pyramid scheme. You know, it's not working for the average woman who's putting $6,000 in. You know, she's been recruited by someone else who's getting a cut of what, you know, like it's. I'm curious I've not actually met somebody who's making money hand over fist.
Yeah. I mean, I know some Beachbody
I don't
consultants.
know, maybe you guys have, but I haven't.
I know some Beachbody consultants who like quit their jobs because they can do this full time or whatever. Like, I think that it's great for people but what do you think we could do or that the women who are out there doing this could do to make because right now there's a reaction. Like I can think of a few people who used to be completely rational, normal people, and now they are just pushing a product. Like, I can't even have a conversation with certain people without knowing that they're going to ask me to eat some little snack that is the size of my thumb and tell me that I'm going to lose weight. Like, right. I'm not interested in your fake food, you know? Like,
right.
If you want to sell me fresh
produce.
So
what are you? So
what could they do to make the experience for the rest of us a little bit more palatable?
Well, I definitely think the Facebook component and like not these ad parties. I think that just lends itself to an immediate irritation with the product. There's a better way. You know, Tupperware sales ladies didn't have Facebook, and they were still able to sell, you know, 70s housewives Tupperware rather easily without having to be, you know, annoying on social media. I don't know how they can. I guess for me, it's the Facebook thing. And I think it's the,
well, Facebook allows you to add people to a group.
Well, it also
without
sounds like,
their permission, without, you know, and that's a problem.
Yeah. But I think it's like, I mean, Christy, if I hear what you're saying, like you just want to, like, when I say no, like, no, thank you. Like, be done now. I'm good. Like, when I'm ready. Like
the equivalent of a door-to-door salesman. If they come to my door and I say no, please don't keep knocking on my door to ask. Like, right. I've already said no. And that's how the Facebook room and the Facebook ad feels. And, you know, again, to a lot of I have to speak to the credit, to credit the consultants. The ones that reach out to me, I think I got 17 emails specifically offering me free product, in a very kind, courteous, you know, all 17 of them were very, very friendly, and they really, truly believed in their product. And a lot of them even apologized. They said, we know this happens in our business. We know that we have consultants that act this way, and they make the rest of us look bad. And there is that component too, you know, that there might be a contingent of consultants that are doing this and, you know, making it harder on the ones that don't want to pester their customers. So I do feel like that there is that to be considered as well.
Yeah, I guess I sort of liken it to, you know, even just going into a store and having someone follow you around wanting to know if you need more help. You know, at some point, like, I know how to do this. If I need a size or if I need something you don't have, I'm going to seek you out. You don't need to follow me around.
I love when that happens at the grocery store.
Yeah. I mean, but I just sort of feel like I'm not new to shopping. Like, I know how to know how to inquire. So if I have a pair of your... Go ahead.
You have to trust that I'm a loyal customer. If I love something, I'm going to go back to buy it. Right. And I will write a good review. Like, I'm just one of those people. I will write a good review. I will tell everybody I know that I like it. And I just don't want to be badgered to buy it.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. You have to trust your product.
I'm a sure thing. I'm going to come back and buy it. I'm a sure thing.
Right. And that's part of it. I think that you want to trust your product. And so if you're coming from a place of urgency, like, you know, I mean, I remember, what was it? It was some product a long time ago that you had to buy in at such a high level.
Amway?
I don't know. There are a lot of them that are like that. You have to invest. I mean, I got approached a year ago for some food. It was like some supplement. All of your food things are in one little package of oatmeal or something, and
like Advocare and all that.
And the amount of money that you have to put in, and I'm like nervous just in you talking to me about it, because the panic that now that I'm going to have to push to some people in order to just recover what I've spent, and I will never be good at that. Right. And there are people that don't care, and I think that's what you're saying. That you know,
and I think there people have been doing multi-level marketing, or at least entrepreneurial. Freelance, whatever you want to call it. Like,
you can't call it multi-level marketing anymore.
Why?
People don't like that.
I believe that the new term is direct sales. Direct sales.
Thank you.
In an upward
I think that's what we're
fashion.
calling it now.
Excellent. But go back to your Tupperware, right? So there are still people selling Tupperware. Now they have a drag queen selling it, which is, and we're here in LA, like, I literally went to a Tupperware party 2 years ago, and it's like drag queen Tupperware. So she, and it's a lot more interesting. Let me just say the presentation. Right. But, and I bought some things, but the whole point, like Tupperware is well made. And they don't expect that you're going to be back. Like, everything's lifetime guaranteed. So they want
But you can also purchase Tupperware on their website. Like, you can go to their website, and a random consultant in your neighborhood or your area, you can just order through them, and that person will get it to you. You don't have to go through the Facebook room. You don't have to host a party. You don't have to you can just go directly to the consultant and say, I would like this, please. And you can purchase it. It's almost equivalent to going to Amazon.
Right. And so like Avon and Mary Kay and all those other things, they're successful for a reason.
Yes. And I have two very good friends who sell Tastefully Simple, and I can very easily say to them, I would like a box of beer bread. Okay, done. I don't have to, they don't, and that's the thing. Like, that's where the LuLaRoe thing has just differed so much. And I think, too, it's the way they make you buy it with LuLaRoe. Not only are you added to a Facebook room, but then the consultant takes pictures of the inventory, and then you're forced to fight with people in a Facebook thread over who gets it. The first person who comments gets to the right to pay on PayPal for it.
I don't understand.
So then,
wait,
if you
the
don't
right
pay
to pay
for it
for
in the next 10 minutes,
oh my God.
Yeah, yes, they show pictures of their inventory, and the first person who comments that wants it then has to turn around and pay on PayPal within a certain amount of time. And if she does not complete her transaction, then the next person. So it's like this whole
wow.
Is that just a tactic of some of those consultants, or is that like? I mean, here's the good news.
That's how it gets sold. That's how it functions. In any I've been added to a ton of rooms, and that's how it goes. So on a Thursday night, they'll say, okay, I have 15 pictures in my inventory. I'm going to start posting a picture every few minutes. And they post a picture. And if you want it, you have to first of all, you have to be online to see the inventory. And they also only make 1,000 pairs of certain prints. So I don't know if that's true for the black, just the plain colors, but if there's a specific print that's generated, there are only 1,000 of them. And the consultants never know what kind of inventory they're going to get. So you can't say, oh, I saw this person with pizza wedge leggings, and I'd like a pair too. Like you can't just get them. It's like.
Sorry, nobody should be wearing pizza wedge.
This is like the interwebs of.
This is what I'm saying.
I have never been invited. I knock on something because now I know I'm going to get. I don't even know what this is all about. Honestly, someone handed me a pair of these leggings as a gift, and I think I put them on, and they're nice, but that's pretty much how that's going to go down. I'm going back to the Target because they're $12, and. But I really have no idea what this is about. I had no idea that this is what these leggings were about in terms of the infighting. No clue.
We knew that it was going to be big. We knew. But at last count, it was seen by 3 million people on Scary Mommy's Facebook page.
Wow.
And the comments.
You broke the internet.
Thousands. I did over leggings. Who knew?
It's so funny because
people had such opinions.
It's leggings are just the byproduct. The way people are trying to make money. I love a side hustle. I love a woman who can do something, or a man, whatever. But I love that. But the idea of how they're doing this, and honestly, you have completely educated me into the how this really goes down. Yeah. Because now if I see a LuLaRoe person, I'm going to run.
Yes, hide.
It's like a cult.
And I'm sure there are plenty of consultants who are respectful and friendly and kind and want their customers to be satisfied. But the company doesn't give them the autonomy to do so. Like they're sort of beholden to the company. They're beholden to what the company sends them. They get like an inventory, like delivery every couple of months. And when it gets there, they're like, okay, what's in the box? And they open it up and they're like, all right, well, I have, 7 pairs of medium leggings with unicorns all over them, or, like they don't have any idea. It's not like Girl Scout cookies where the Girl Scout cookie mom can order, well, we need 10 more boxes of Thin Mints. Like there's no way to meet the demand of your customers. And I think that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you've educated us. Thank you so much.
I hope it was
have a day of silence,
you.
a day of no LuLaRoe, whatever leggings. We will be legging free for the rest of the day in honor of your post.
Oh my gosh, seriously!
Thank you.
And you'll have to come back.
Well, thank you.
And talk about your, some of the other scary mommy posts you have.
Well, I will be glad to. Absolutely.
Now that you know it's painless, right?
Yes. And I don't have to wear leggings.
Yeah, legging free. Thank you,
awesome, Christine. So people can find you on
me.
People can find you on Scary Mommy, and they also on your blog, Keeper of the Fruit Loops.
KeeperoftheFruitLoops.com. Yep,
Awesome,
that's me.
Fantastic.
Thanks so much.
See you later.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, so that honestly, like I
had no idea. I'm not a fad kind of gal.
I know this about you.
I know, but like, I would never spend $40 on a pair of leggings. I seriously am the target. I've been wearing the same pair of sweatpants for like 10 years.
I could see the difference. I could see why they're better. At least for the one time I wore them around the house.
Would you? Yeah, but do you wear?
But
them
I would not spend $40.
Do you wear them out? Do people wear these out in public?
A lot of people do. Do you notice the trend of people wearing leggings as pants?
No.
Yeah, it should not be.
I don't like people wearing pajama bottoms as like I see people.
Don't look across the table.
No, like when you go like out to the malls and stuff, you're
totally.
like wearing a pair.
I'm kidding.
No, like I don't do.
That's why I built a studio in my house.
Leggings on, for God's sakes. Don't wear your pajama bottoms. I clearly know those are your pajama bottoms.
That's all we've got for today. Hey, head over to broadscast.com.
You should come to broadscast.com.
You should totally come. You're invited. Because we have all of our shows there. We have them on. You should subscribe on.
Where's our voiceover guy to tell us that? Don't we have a voiceover guy that tells us all those things?
We do have all those things. But, sometimes they want to hear from us too. But we want to hear from you because this show is all about you. So head over to Facebook, send us a message, comment something. Like we want to talk about what you're talking about.
Let us know you're out there.
Let us know. That's it. That's
Okay.
all we got.
Peace out.
Talk to you next time.
You are listening to Broadscast. For more from the Broads, head to broadscast.com.